Hello, I'm here to show you a heavy pipe estimating database that will work with Innate Estimate. Let's go take off some work. So I go into the estimating software, I'm in the database, I'm in the CBS where we do our takeoff. I will right click and tell the system I would like to do some takeoff and take off some assemblies. Here is the overall view of the assemblies. They're in 4 major groups, which you can see right here. The top 2 groups are single-purpose assemblies. So if I come in and look at this, you can see that there's a description for every assembly, and each assembly allows you to take off all of the pipe diameters up to 24 inch for this work activity, and then input the quantity of each of these work activities. And you can see that we have pipe handling issues, weld issues, preheats, flanges, and OLEDs. And then down below this is the field work with basically the same set of assemblies. So what we do here for this type of assembly is we choose, and I'm going to say in this case we're doing shop work, and the first thing I would like to take off is my basic pipe handling of the shop. And I double click on that. It calls up the assembly. You can see a brief description of the assembly over here. Here is where all of the activities that have been taken off will appear. Up here, you can see that we have the pipe schedules, and there is a list of these schedules for what you would like to see. And of course, we want standard weight, which has been preset, actually. And then here are all of the pipe diameters with a place for you to input each and every one of the lineal foot of takeoff for this pipe diameter for this specification of pipe. Okay, so I will say we have 400 feet of 4-inch pipe, 600 feet of 6-inch pipe, 1,200 feet of pipe. And notice what has happened. Down here, the activities that I would like to take off have come into the system. Here's our 4, 6, and 12-inch pipe, the ones that I indicated. All the others are staying behind. We don't need them yet. Here is our quantities. Here is the units of measure. Here is our labor productivity. Here is our labor hours down to the decimal points. And here is our cost. Now, all of this information can be changed in the database by you as you have the database. You can change the labor productivities, you can change the crews, you can change the crew makeups, you can change the crew pricing. So all of this is controllable by you. I'm just using some presets in here for these values. To take this assembly off, I would click OK, and this information has come out of the assembly, and it is now in the estimate. And we continue to do takeoff for the subjects that we would like to have by the same method. We come back into this list of assemblies that we would like to take off. Now, I will say that we have some pipe butt welds to take off in the same diameters in the shop. And so in the 4-inch, we have 6 welds. And in the 6-inch, there's going to be 12. And in the 20-inch, there's going to be 24 welds. Pulling the numbers off the takeoff sheets or wherever you get these values from. Once again, I click OK, and all of this information has been taken off. So that is how these top assemblies work. You come in, you find the activity that you would like to have. So I'll say that we have a machine butt weld. And you come into this list here, and you indicate all of the quantities. I'm just putting in a bunch of numbers here so that you can see that every time I input a number, the values come in, and the values are extended. And if I click OK, all of this is taken off and added to the assembly. I click cancel, and in this case it's been canceled. Now there's another set of assemblies in here. If I right click again and come out to the list of assemblies and close these down, there's two areas down here where I have different assemblies that work by the pipe diameter. So once again, we're interested in shop work. I open this list up and notice that the organization is different. Here is some assemblies for a butt weld to take them off in much more detail. Again, by the pipe diameter. So if I would say we would like to have some 4-inch pipe, it calls it up. If we want to put in the pipe handling, we can do so, or you can leave it blank. How many pipe cuts we have? I'm going to say we've got 4. How many pipe end bevels do we have? I'll say 4 again. How many butt welds? In this case, 4. And number of preheats to 400 degrees, I'll say 2 for whatever reason, and number of stress reliefs will be 2. So I have indicated these values. You can leave things blank if you want. They will not come in. The activities that you want to have come into the estimate, and all of these are of the same pipe diameter. There's a slightly different assembly with more activities in there, and that is this group down below, where is the shop assemblies, where it is the shop assemblies and it says all welds. So if I come in and grab one of these assemblies, there's more options of work to do in here. So once again, we have our pipe schedule, we have our linear footage of handling. If you have not taken it off before, you can bring it in. Now we get to put in how many pipe cuts we have. I'll say there's going to be 12 in this case. Number of cuts and threads, I'll say 10. Stress reliefs, 8. And we go down the list of the different types of welds. Number of pipe end that we have to bevel, all 8 of those. Number of butt welds, we're going to have 8 butt welds. Any miter welds? Yes, we got 1 miter weld that has to occur. Is there nozzle welds? No, this is not that type of work. I can just go by it. Here is the preheats. I'll say all 8 of those have to be preheated. And you go down this list and you indicate the work activities that you would like to see, and they have been taken off to the quantities that you put in here. They're all standard weight, which is what you indicated up here at the very top. You click OK, and this work has all been taken off. So this is a short, sweet, and simple overview of how this piping database can work for you. Now, can more information be added in here? Absolutely. So all of the pre-built information for all of this work is already inside of the database. More information is going to be added in the future. Probably by the middle of the summer, end of the summer, we'll have another set of information, version 2 of this. All of these assemblies, there's 2 styles of assemblies in here. And these assemblies bring in all the parts and the pieces that you would need to be able to build your own assemblies. You would like to build assemblies by the pipe specification, we can build pipe specification assemblies. You would like to build assemblies by other means and methods, we can work with you and build those assemblies. We can build assemblies that are specific to your activities that you would like to have. So this is a short overview of how these assemblies work. Now, how is all the information set up and organized? Let's talk about that. The information is set up and organized in a couple of different ways inside of the software. First, there is a list of materials. So this list of materials is extensive. It has, in this case, over 9,700 line items. And this is simply the material activities that you would like to have, and it's organized in various ways. And these numbers right here under the resource code is a unique ID. There cannot be 2 numbers or 2 activities, work activities, with the same unique ID, which we call a resource code. So this is one of the setups of how the information is in here. It's all set up, all organized, all done for you so that you can use this. The other one that we have that there's extensive use of in here is standard tables. Standard tables are all of the work activities that we were using inside of those assemblies. And these are the standard tables that you can use to develop your own assemblies. Here's assemblies, here are the tables for field labor. You can see the table name here. Here's in all uppercase, here it is in proper case. If we go and look at any one of these activities, like this field bolt up right here, and I open up this table, you can see that here is that unique ID code that we have. Here is a value called a pick ID, which we use inside of the assemblies. Here is a description of each of the individual work activities. Here is the pipe's schedule, or the pipe weight in this case, the classification in this case, for each of the activities. Here is our diameter, here is our unit of measure, and here is the labor man hours. So here are the principal man hours that we're using right here, man hours per each, but there's a level 2, level 3, level 4, and level 5 that can be used. And you can see that these values vary as we go up and down this list, and in the lower diameters, 1.5 inches and 3/8 and 1/4 and 2 inch, they're all basically the same. But once you get up into the higher values, they're all going to start changing from place to place. There's numerous tables inside of this database. Matter of fact, we come out of here and we look at the tables, you can see that there's 204 tables, all with these work activities. It's an extensive amount of work to build these tables, but they're all here and done for you so that you can start using. There's tables for a number of fittings. These are basically material only tables for the fitting activities that you would like to have. So you can see numerous fittings for numerous subjects that we would like to be able to have. Here are tables for flanges. Oops, I need to open this up. Here are tables for flanges, different types of flanges and tables that will work for them. Here's a table for the specifications of pipe. So you can notice that there's a different pipe specification for each of the tables that we would have. And then here is the shop labor, which is very much like the field labor that we saw with all of these activities. So all of these parts and pieces can be used to build your assemblies. So yes, I understand that all jobs are unique, but all jobs are put together and built with the same common work activities that are all set up and organized for you in this database. The assemblies want to be slightly different for your use. We can easily make those changes for you, make those additions for you, or I can work with you and teach your personnel how to do that. So here is a database that works for heavy industrial pipe. If you have any specific questions or would like to have a more detailed review, please let us know. Thank you.